Hello guys, my name is Isaac Simple and Real. Thank you for tuning into my channel. This is a channel where we talk about issues concerning averting HIV and sexually transmitted infection stigma in our society. And we usually say that being positive about HIV is not necessarily being HIV positive. Thank you. Today I'm going to talk about very important things. And allow me to talk about what happens when you are HIV positive and you do not know and you are not on treatment. What happens to your body? Number one, as I have talked in my previous videos, having a HIV does not necessarily mean that you are sick. So you can be having a HIV virus inside your body while still you are as healthy as I am or as healthy as you are. But why is it necessary that you take this medication? Now, this is what we are going to discuss. Please listen to this and listen to this very carefully so that you get the main reason why we insist that you get tested of HIV virus, even when you are asymptomatic. Now, number one, when you have HIV virus, as I had said in my previous videos, HIV virus is human immune deficiency virus. What happens when the HIV virus enters into your body? It attacks your immune cells called CD4 T lymphocyte cells. These are immune cells that are very key for the immunity or for your immunity. Now, what happens? How does this happen? Usually, the virus enters through these cells. They have a receptor that has an affinity for the virus. So the virus, through its receptor and co-receptors, is well recepted by this host cell or your cell, that is the CD4 T lymphocyte cell. Now, when the virus enters inside this cell of yours or immune cell of yours, what it does, it replicates inside your cell, your immune cell. And after doing this, it kills your immune cell and it mimics your cell. You see? What we call a transcription. Now, the virus now, it has killed your immune cell, and also it has increased in number by enjoying the benefits that the cell used to benefit in terms of nutrition. Now, when these viruses keep increasing, they continue killing more and more CD4s in your body. What happens? The person who was strong now becomes vulnerable. They become vulnerable to most diseases that your body could fight if you really had the immune that a normal person who does not have the virus has. So these are what we call opportunistic infections, or diseases that take advantage of persons with low immunity. Now, what are some of the examples of this opportunistic infection that you would face? Let's start from the low. The lowest are dermatological conditions. So, we will be two of us walking beside the road. Someone coughs. They have common cold. You get, I don't. That's the lowest. So that's respiratory. For dermatological, examples is fungal infections. So many people I have seen visiting the clinics, they present with these fungal infections. It doesn't mean that anyone with fungal infection or skin dermatological skin conditions really has immune suppression. They could have acquired it from different places. However, if you have low immunity, the chances of contracting these fungal diseases is higher. So it's either today you come with phalanx or carbuncles, tomorrow you come with fungal infections, the other day you come with pruritus, the other day you come with name them, pustules, angular stomatitis, and other viral diseases like herpes simplex type 1, whereby your lips become a bit darkened, they appear like they are burnt. Yeah, that's how herpes simplex type 1 usually appear. Number 2, if you have survived or you have been treated dermatological conditions, since your immunity is not improving, it's going down, another thing will come up. You may get upper airway infection. That's very common and very regular. It never fails. If it comes this week, you'll still get it next week. Or if not next week but one, you'll get it. Because your immunity is very weak. Unluckily, for example, like me, I'm a healthcare worker, and in so many instances, I get to interact with people who are suffering from tuberculosis. Yet, I don't get tuberculosis just because my immunity is better. So, when you have the HIV now, previously, because your immunity had suppressed the bacteria, that is the tuberculous bacteria in your chest, which we call the latent tuberculosis or latent TB. Now, the immunity is withdrawn because the immunity is getting destroyed day by day by this HIV virus. So what will happen? There is reactivation of the latent tuberculosis to active tuberculosis. So what happens next? You suffer from tuberculosis. And what are the signs of tuberculosis? And most people confuse these symptoms of tuberculosis to the symptoms of HIV virus. Remember, HIV virus doesn't have any symptoms. HIV virus infection doesn't have any infections. You mistake these infections with opportunistic infections. These symptoms with opportunistic infections. Now, what are the symptoms of someone suffering from tuberculosis? Number 1, significant weight loss. That's why most people see emaciated people, they relate them with HIV infection. Unfortunately, that's not the truth. The truth is this person could be having either pure tuberculosis infection or co-infection of tuberculosis with HIV virus or with HIV infection. Number 2, other than significant weight loss, they experience drenching night sweat. Now, what is drenching night sweat? Drenching night sweat is such kind of a sweat when you sleep and you are wearing a clothing like mine. The morning you're waking up, the bed sheets are wet, your shirt is wet, and your vest is wet, and they are all sticking on your body. That is what we call drenching night sweat. What's another thing? Another thing is cough. But do not be mistaken. Not every person who is suffering from tuberculosis will be coughing. Some other people may not exhibit the cough. However, they can exhibit one of the three that I have mentioned are the main symptoms that you experience when you're suffering from tuberculosis. This is because you may be having tuberculosis of the eye, what we call TB retinitis. You may be having tuberculosis of the lymph node, whereby one of your lymph node gets swollen and then they become matted, or they stick together with another one, what we call TB lymphadenitis. It can also affect your bone, it can affect your spine, it can affect your joint, so it can affect your ovaries, it can affect your testicles, epididymis. You can get TB epididymitis, TB testiculitis. You can get so tuberculosis can affect any other part of your body. So these other parts of the body will not necessarily manifest with cough. They may manifest with other ways. So it's just about the vigilance of the clinician who is examining you or investigating you. So another thing about what happens. Now, I've mentioned we started this person, as the immunity was going down, they started developing common cold now and then. They developed dermatological skin conditions. If they are not tested and initiated on treatment, ARV treatment, they progressed to tuberculosis. If the immunity continues to go more down, that is CD40 lymphocyte cell count of below 200, this person, the complication becomes more worse. Why? If they were having pulmonary tuberculosis, that is a tuberculosis of the chest, it may disseminate and cause tuberculosis of the meninges, what we call TB meningitis, which in most circumstances it's fatal, but it also has a cure. Also, they may get other fungal infections. Now, not dermatological fungal infection, but now they are in the blood. The likes of cryptococcal meningitis. Also, if not treated, has a poor prognosis, or you may lose your life if you are not treated at this point. So you see, the direction that we are going is worse and worse. Now, other complications that may arise if you are HIV positive, you are not treated, and your CD4 cell count are going low, are some cancerous diseases. This is what we call the HIV stage 4. Example of these cancers that usually take advantage of this. We have what we call cervical cancer. We have another skin cancer, what we call Kaposi sarcoma, and other cancers of the mouth, throat, and abdomen that may arise when your immunity is highly suppressed. So, why do I talk about this? I talk about this because most people are fearing to get tested because they think if they do not know their status, they will live better. But unfortunately, they come to the clinic when they are already worse. So, which one is better? Is it better for you to start medication and to be adherent to your medication when you are already strong, you're already healthy, and you have your immune system intact? Or do you wait until your immunity is compromised and come to the clinic when you already have an OI, or opportunistic infection? Which one is better? For me, I would say the earlier the better. So guys, in my last video, I talked to you about how to go about testing. And I said what? I said it's not necessarily that you visit a healthcare facility. You can buy an oral quick test. Oral quick test, these are kits that are used to test for HIV infection. Just do your test. If you find that you are positive, do not get scared. Just visit a healthcare facility. You'll get counseling advantage, number one. Number two, they will confirm your results by 2 different tests, and also verify with an extra person, which makes that result very genuine. After that, we will be able to initiate you on first-line ARV therapy. And then, when your immunity is suppressed, imagine you cannot transmit the same virus to another person. So you will be cutting the spread of HIV virus by the fact of you considering this option. So guys, please, if you have not yet been tested, or if you are sexually active, it's very important you get your HIV testing annually. If you are in the key population category, for example, these are people who have multiple sexual partners, sex workers, people who have just been released from prison. It's very important they get tested. And also other key populations. I know having multiple sexual partners is not yet a key population, but it's a priority population. And you'll be advised on so many things, some of which will help you to cope with life. Imagine there is a treatment, there are some drugs that you can be able to receive them and prevent yourself from acquiring a virus, a HIV virus, even if you have multiple sexual partners. Did you know of that? These drugs are offered free of charge. They are just almost getting expired in most healthcare facilities because they are provided by the government, but you guys are not taking them. I don't know, is it about information? If it's about the information, please visit any government healthcare facility near you. Ask them, do you know about a drug called pre-exposure prophylaxis? Let them teach you. When they teach you, now make a decision. Also, you can inquire about the plan of event-driven PrEP. They can advise you. For those who can take condoms, they are available, they are free of charge. And also, if you wish to procure those that are custom made, you can buy them from chemists, and they will be able to prevent you from contracting HIV virus. Remember, suffering from HIV virus does not pain the body, but in the long run, it affects your thoughts, your minds, and if you can be able to mitigate this, the impact will be lower. And guys, by 2030, we are adding the new transmission incidences. So, please join me as we fight HIV new infections, even just before the year 2030. And with that, God bless you. Please subscribe, like, and share. Thank you, guys.